Until November 2017, not too many people had heard the name Maryam Sanda, the daughter of Maymuna Aliyu, the former Aso Savings boss. She was married to Biliamina Halorabello, whose father is reputed to be a former minister and chairman of the People's Democratic Party, a political party in Nigeria. Beyond their union making headlines in choice circles, both lived in relative obscurity. They were parents to a baby girl who went about living their normal lives devoid of media attention. That was it until the early hours of November 18, 2017. Hello Crime Fam, welcome to another episode of Crime Times. Today, we will be exploring the story of Maryam Sanda and why she killed her husband Biliamina Bello, a real estate developer. Anger, they say, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury it provokes. Maryam Sanda, a mother of one at the time, had allowed her anger to get the better part of her and had caused her to act in blind rage. On November 17, 2017, Maryam had accused her husband Biliaminu of infidelity after she purportedly saw the picture of a nude lady in his phone. Prior to that, Maryam had been said to display violent behaviors and obsessive tendencies. She had at one time bitten her husband's ear in anger and was known to call his phone many times in a day to ascertain his whereabouts. This had caused Biliaminu to avoid going out and stay home all the time in order to foster peace in his home. His friends were forced to visit him at home each time they wanted to see him, but this clearly was not enough to assuage Maryam's suspicion. According to an eyewitness, who was present at their home at the time, she was enraged and had demanded an immediate divorce from her husband after her supposed discovery. Biliamina's friend, Ibrahim, who was present at the time, had tried to calm the situation down when it escalated. Maryam had tried to stab her husband 4 times in anger and he had stopped her each time. When he saw he could no longer handle the situation, he proceeded to call the relatives of the couple to come handle the situation before it went awry. Biliamina's friend tried to calm Maryam down several times as she threatened to stab Biliaminu and cut off his genitals. After a temporary moment of calm, Maryam was said to have broken a bottle of groundnut and attempted to stab her husband with it. Her husband had held both of her hands and tried to collect the broken bottle from her. In the process, he had injured himself. Unrelenting and wild, Maryam had bitten his finger in order to free her hands. Maryam's uncle arrived at the house at this time. He immediately calmed the couple down, urging them to let go of their grievances at least for the night. After the situation became calm, Biliaminu and his friend had proceeded to a close-by pharmacy to get his hand treated for the bite he sustained from Maryam. They later went to the ATM to withdraw money to pay up balance of a spare part he got for Maryam's crashed car. By 11 p.m., they went back to Biliaminu's home, which was calm at the time. They were joined by Abba, Biliaminu's cousin. They stayed together until midnight, then Biliaminu's friend and cousin decided to call it a day. When Biliaminu was seeing them off, he told Ibrahim that he didn't want to go home until his wife was asleep. They called it a day and Ibrahim and Abba left. Biliaminu returned home to get some sleep, but it so happened that Maryam was not done yet. She attacked her husband and stabbed him multiple times. The next time that anyone would hear of Biliaminu and Maryam was around 2 a.m., when family members were summoned to a Maitama hospital where Biliaminu was lying in a pool of his own blood with multiple stabs on his chest, shoulder, a deep cut on his inner thigh, and many bite wounds on his stomach. Maryam had confessed to stabbing him to the hospital authorities. The police were summoned and they proceeded to take her to the Maitama police station. At Maitama station, when Maryam was asked to write her statement, she changed the story. She claimed they got involved in a fight and Biliaminu sustained injuries from a broken shisha pot, that she never stabbed or hit him. She was later taken to the Federal Capital Territory Command in Garki, Abuja, for further investigation. The police commissioner instructed that the crime scene be visited to collect evidence. To the amazement of Abba, Billy Aminu's cousin, and Ibrahim, his friend, who are key witnesses in the investigation, the bloodstains had been mopped up, the murder weapon disappeared, but flower vases and a shisha pot were broken to corroborate Maryam's statement at the station. However, the police on November 24, 2017 arraigned Maryam alongside her mother, Maymuna Aliyu, brother, Aliyu Sanda, and their house help, Sadia Aminu, on 2 counts of culpable homicide and an ancillary offense. Maryam was a nursing mother and also 3-month pregnant when she was arraigned. She was delivered of her second baby girl during her 2 years and 2 months trial. The prosecution in the first count accused Maryam of stabbing her husband. The 3 others were accused of causing the evidence of the offense to disappear by cleaning the blood from the scene of crime with the intention of shielding Maryam from legal punishment. The case against Maryam's mother, brother, and help were however closed later on due to lack of evidence. After a 2 years, 2 months legal battle, Maryam Sanda was found guilty of her husband's murder. During her trial, she was seen clutching her baby and the Holy Quran in a bid to garner public sympathy, but nobody was buying it. Despite her plea of innocence, she was sentenced to death by hanging until she dies. On hearing her sentence, Maryam went into hysterics and had to be carried out of the courtroom while calling out to her mother for help.
Accordingly, I hereby sentence Maryam Sanda to death by hanging until she dies. This I have done, believing that
we use this. They will use this.